As you guys who follow me know, we've incorporated raw dairy into our diet in hopes to reverse a cavity in my 5-year-old son. So today I went to the farmer's market and got a gallon of cow's milk, and I am going to attempt my first time making raw butter. So I've watched several videos on it, and everybody does it a little different, but it's the same basic idea. I'm gonna do it this way. It just seems that's gonna work best for me. You have several options. You can either have a small enough ladle to just go straight into your container, whatever you have it in, or you can pour this out into something with a wider top and do it that way. But you're gonna have to let it rest a couple of hours to let it separate again. This is how I got it this like 2 hours ago, and I just put it on my counter. I've been waiting to have the opportunity to film. So you can see the line of the separation of the cream and then the milk. And then when you take the cream out, that's skim milk because you're skimming the cream off. So I just got a small enough ladle to fit in my jar, and I'm just going to transfer it all over here, and I'll do it with both of these. I was going to say, I don't know what I was going to say. I'll probably think of it again. So, you do have to leave this jar out for 24 hours after you separate the cream and milk. And I might leave just a little bit in the milk because I don't want it to be completely skim milk. Maybe just reduced fat, you know? Wow, it is so creamy. How exciting. If I still have butter left over next week when I get my next gallon of milk, I will use the cream for something else. I don't know what. Like, there's so many wonderful options. Yeah, baby.
Do we have some nails to hammer them?
Baby, you're going to have to wait till Daddy gets home to do that. I can't do that. But I do want you guys to get ready for reading time. We're going to go. As soon as I'm done doing this, I'm going to go to the room and read to you.
Hey, I've been exploring the night.
So there's not much to it. Pretty much it's this. And then when I'm done, I'm going to cover this jar up and leave it overnight until tomorrow around this time on the counter. And I'll definitely film that second half so you guys can see the full process. So it's been 24 hours, actually 25 hours, and my cream is at room temperature. It's been sitting out on the counter since yesterday when I filmed the separation of it, and I'm pretty excited to do this. So I'm going to use my food processor. You can use your blender, your food processor, your handheld blender, even your KitchenAid. So it's anything that agitates the cream is going to make it butter. So I'm going to use my little food processor. Make sure it doesn't smell like garlic. And see what happens. I'm going to get a little bowl. Because there will be buttermilk left over, and I definitely want to store that and use it in whatever, pancakes, pound cake, to brine some chicken in. I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to pour all this cream straight into the food processor. And it's so thick, wow. Gonna press this. Oh, actually, maybe I shouldn't use this because I think it has to go for like 6 minutes. And this is I have to hold it the whole time. I'm gonna do my blender instead. Here's my blender. See, you guys get to experience my first time learning process here. Right, you have to let it go for like almost 10 minutes, so I'll do it in the blender. I'm just gonna blend it. For like 6 minutes. It's starting to like collect up here a little. It's only been like 3 minutes. Keep it going. Wow, I just opened it and the whiff of butter that came out is surreal to me. It's not even whipped cream yet, but it smells like butter. Amazing. I hope it's the best butter I've ever eaten in my life. This is truly trial and error, and you guys are walking through this with me my first time. I think that the blender is getting hot, and so it's keeping the butter melted. Might be wrong, but just in case, I'm going to now switch it to the KitchenAid, which was my original plan. It's funny, I should have just done it, but I had watched a video with the food processor, and I had watched a video with the blender, and I didn't watch anybody make it in the KitchenAid, so I was like, let me just do what they did. Well, I'm going to transfer it over here to this KitchenAid. Smells like butter and tastes like butter. It's just the blender is hot. The blade is hot. So I might be wrong. It might just need longer time. But just to avoid that, I'm gonna whip it in the blender. By now, I mean, when I make whipped cream, it's already whipped cream. And I've made butter once before with store-bought cream, not with raw cream. And it was already butter by then. So I'm hoping, let's see what happens. I just touched the liquid and it's actually warm. So that's what I'm assuming happened. I'm gonna let it cool off for a minute and then I'm gonna continue whipping it once it gets a little cooled off. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I tried to cool it a little bit over like putting this bowl into another bowl with ice water, and it worked. I've been beating it again and it just remains liquid. I'm going to put it in the fridge because I have to go put my kids down for naps and see if maybe the coolness will help it thicken up, because this is just so weird. I don't know what's going on. So it finally worked. I have my KitchenAid covered because it's kind of messy, but I can smell butter throughout the house. As I approach my kitchen, I can smell it. It's pretty insane. I'm going to go ahead and cover it. You see it splashes everywhere. Whoa, it worked. Oh my goodness, and all that liquid is the buttermilk. So now, let me switch this. What a mess. Yuck. Oops. So now I'm going to put it all. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it finally worked. I guess next time I'll know. I'll go straight to the KitchenAid, and it doesn't necessarily have to be at room temperature. I guess it won't make a difference in the KitchenAid. And like most things, new things, you gotta try them a couple times before you get the hang of it. So this is the first raw butter. Come on. Delicious. And it didn't make that much, but with as little as we have butter, I'm sure it'll go fast. I mean, last a while. Alright, I'll work on that thing in a minute. Right now, I'm gonna get whatever's left in there. And what I saw the people do is actually grab it with their hands and squeeze it and squeeze all the buttermilk out. Oh wow, amazing. It really is butter. My word. It's so funny how you lose such an amazing part of food when it's all made for you, you know? This whole process is just so neat. Look at that. We have our own raw butter. It's so soft. And a lot of buttermilk. That's exciting. Well, we keep adding buttermilk to it. And they say that like once it's here, you know, it'll keep on, buttermilk will keep on coming out of it. Wow, so I got a lot of buttermilk. That's pretty exciting. That's at least a cup. And then all this butter. Whisk. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll just do it this method from now on because there's no risk in it overheating and melting, and I don't have to like stand by and hold the button, but it is kind of messy, so I have to put a towel over it. And next time I'll try it at room temperature to see, but if it doesn't work again, then I'm assuming that having it cold is fine. So. Amazing. So a whole gallon made about a stick of butter. That's pretty wild. This is probably half a cup of butter. And there it is, my first raw butter. So proud of myself. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to strain the last few little bits out of the buttermilk and then store it for maybe some buttermilk pancakes Saturday morning. And one last really cool thing that I learned from one of the videos of this mom and daughter who actually have grass-fed cows, and they sell raw milk, make raw butter, all that stuff. The raw butter doesn't have an expiration date. It will last always. So that's pretty crazy. And also you can of course put it in the fridge, or you can leave it out, and if you leave it out it still won't spoil. She says it might start to smell like Parmesan cheese, but it's still not spoiled, so that's funny. But I'll probably put it in the fridge just 'cause.